About 15 years ago, I was watching Australian rules football on ESPN. The reason I was watching Australian football is because that was the only sporting event that was on TV, and I was a sports fanatic. I watched everything. I watched, of course, the NBA and professional baseball. Had the Braves playing all the time at this. I had a retail store, and I had the Braves on every day that they played. They were on the TV there in the store. And if the Braves weren't playing, I had Sports Center playing. Of course, I watched. My Saturdays in the fall were consumed with football. I watched all day, all the games. On Sunday, I watched all the pro football games. It was consuming my life. I was a big Auburn fan. And when Auburn was doing well, I was happy. When Auburn wasn't doing well, I wasn't so happy. So as I was sitting there watching the Australian football, I sensed God calling me to fast sports for 1 year. And that actually turned out to be one of the best things that God ever called me to. One of the few that actually made me a better human being. So for the next year, I didn't watch any sports on TV. I think I cheated and watched the Iron Bowl on TV. But prior to that, if I wanted to listen to a Auburn game, I turned it on the radio. I wouldn't watch. And so for the next year, I fasted sports. After that year was over, I didn't pick up anything except for college football. Still loved my Auburn Tigers. After I got married to Autumn, I started pulling for Alabama out of loyalty to her. And I guess because of my dad's influence as a child, he was a big Auburn fan, but he was also a very big Baptist. And he had a very simple rule. On Saturdays, you pull for Auburn, and you pull for whoever's playing BYU or Notre Dame, because you got to pull against the Mormons and the Catholics. Over these last 15 years, my loyalty to college sports has waned. I still watch and I still enjoy it. I enjoyed that Mississippi State South Alabama game this weekend. It's great to see the underdog come back and be victorious. That's fun. Shows us something about life, how even the little guy can win. But it's no longer important to me. It doesn't control my life. What really kind of stuck with me is two experiences last year. One was after the Alabama Ole Miss game last year, and I was talking with a friend, and he said, "We just suck." And I thought, my God, your identity is tied up in whether your team wins. How sad. Another experience was before the LSU game last year, Alabama LSU game. I was at the gas station pumping gas, and a guy 2 pumps away was talking with the guy next to me about the Alabama game, and he was saying, "I am so nervous about this game. If we don't get our kicking game right, we're going to get beat. I am just so worried. We just got to pull this through, or I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I thought, how sad. Your identity is tied up in a game. Now, after coming to this realization that it's a lot freer not to be tied to sports, I realized I was becoming arrogant about that. That I thought I had a better way to live than those who are sports fanatics. And that was wrong. What I have found in my life's contentment, my identity is not tied to what happens on a football field or a baseball diamond. My identity is tied in becoming a better, more healthy individual. But I should not judge those who see life differently. I learned that lesson this week. And hopefully I'll be a more healthy person by realizing that. Talk to you next time.